The amendment is agreed to. It is now in order to consider Amendment 49, printed in Part B of House Report 118-559. For what purpose does the gentleman from Tennessee seek recognition?
I have an amendment at the desk.
The clerk will designate the amendment.
Amendment number 49, printed in Part B of House Report number 118-559, offered by Mr. Ogles of Tennessee.
Pursuant to House Resolution 1316, the gentleman from Tennessee, Mr. Ogles, and a member opposed, each will control 5 minutes. The chair recognizes the gentleman from Tennessee.
Thank you, Madam Chair. If you want to come up with the right policy position on any issue related to foreign affairs, talk to Antony Blinken first and then do the opposite. We've all seen the Secretary's inability to be correct about our major foreign policy concerns in the last 20 years. Whether it be Iraq, Libya, Yemen, giving the Iranian access to tens of billions of dollars, or the botched withdrawal of Afghanistan. He's undoubtedly one of the most professionally incompetent individuals to hold the title of Secretary of State. But if incompetence by itself were sufficient ground to remove a Senate-confirmed cabinet official, the President would have very few advisors left. In the case of Secretary Blinken, it's more than just about incompetence, it's about corruption. We've long since learned from former acting CIA Director Mike Morrell that the infamous Spies Who Lie letter, an event responsible for Donald Trump not being president today, was led by no one less than Antony Blinken. The letter, signed by 51 intelligence experts, was intended, according to Morrell, to give Joe Biden a way to refute the Hunter Biden laptop story ahead of a presidential debate in September of 2020. You'd think this would be worthy of investigation, if not outright impeachment. We just found out that at least 2 signatories of the Spies Who Lie letter, Michael Morrell and David Buckley, were actively working for the CIA as contractors. Think about that. The CIA contractors colluding with Biden campaign to discredit Hunter Biden's laptop story were getting paid with federal tax dollars. The Secretary is also in perhaps the second highest profile instance during his tenure, aside from our botched Afghanistan withdrawal, failed to sufficiently demonstrate America's resolve against terrorist thugs. Prime Minister Netanyahu, set to address this chamber next month, expressed concerns about the administrative bottlenecks preventing weapons from going or arriving in Israel. The White House initially withheld approved weapons sales to Israel, including F-15s, mortars, tank rounds, the Joint Direct Attack Munition Smart Bomb kits. Thankfully, and finally, 50 F-15s are now on their way in support of Israel. Munitions delays do nothing but embolden the perception that the U.S.-Israel relationship is fraying. Nothing could be more dangerous for U.S. security interests than promoting this narrative. And for what it's worth, nothing could be more dangerous for international security than perpetuating the lie that the IDF is wantonly murdering Palestinians, or that Israel is causing famine. Both claims are top-level absurdities, and honest people will rightfully call these claims for what they are: anti-Semitic garbage. I reserve.
The gentleman reserves. For what purpose does the gentlewoman seek recognition?
Madam Chair, I claim time in opposition.
The gentlewoman is recognized.
This amendment, which I'm opposed to, seemingly seeks to punish Secretary Blinken, likely due to differences of opinion by the amendment's sponsor. Now, the last time I looked, in a democracy, I thought differences are allowed without punitive measures. This is a slippery slope. Given that the Secretary covers all worldwide issues, it's unbelievable that differing opinions would not arise. We cannot decide to defund the salary of a cabinet member simply because a member of Congress does not agree with all of the positions the administration takes on issues pertaining to foreign affairs. Again, remember what the fundamentals of our democracy allow. This is, again, another move to shut it down. Again, to my colleagues, if you want to debate the foreign policy of the Biden administration, let's do that. But Secretary Blinken is doing his job. I urge my colleagues to oppose this amendment. I reserve the balance of my time.
The gentlewoman reserves. The gentleman from Tennessee is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. You know, in the House of Representatives, we have the power of the purse. And what I have proposed in this amendment is holding an individual accountable for his failure and incompetence in the role of his duties. That is our job. There has to be accountability. The spies who lie letter, CIA contractors undermining an election, the botched withdrawal from Afghanistan. There has to be accountability, and we have the ability to do so with the purse string. That is a reasonable expectation. If Joe Biden isn't going to do his job, if Joe Biden isn't going to hold Blinken accountable, if Joe Biden isn't going to fire him, then we must do our job. I reserve.
Gentleman reserves.
Yes, Madam Chair.
The gentlewoman from California.
Elections matter. This is still a democracy. I yield back the balance of my time.
The gentlewoman yields. The gentleman from Tennessee is recognized.
Again, Madam Chair, I thank you. Again, I will urge adoption of my amendment. This is straightforward. This is fair. This is sending a message to the Biden administration and to Secretary Blinken. Close our border, support our ally, and stand for America first. I yield back.
The gentleman yields back. The question is on the amendment offered by the gentleman from Tennessee. Those in favor say aye. Those who oppose say no.